Hello again, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, kids and kiddos, cardboard crawlers of all scales and nations. Hope you're enjoying this April 20th, the big 420 celebration going out to everybody out there in RC world. This is an old chassis with a new body. I worked on this body a little bit and I bobbed the tail off and doved it in a little bit. This is just a Jeep Gladiator body, but I've shortened it and doved that tail in just a little bit, and it's come out pretty good. I like it. This replaces the FJ45 cab only from WT Micros that I had. I ended up breaking the B pillars on that, or the A pillars and the B pillars. It just did a big heavy flop one day and cracked them. I could glue it back together pretty good, but it was a real heavy body, and I was just kind of wanting something a little bit lighter weight for like a class 2 comp buggy kind of thing. You can see this isn't quite complete yet. I have the bed piece to go in there in the middle. I just have a little strap in the rear right now, and body. I have magnets taped to the body. This is an XL chassis, and it's got mag mounts up front. And what I'm gonna end up doing is changing a little bit. I'm gonna use some little stub shafts that I have from some portals that I don't need that are extra, and I'm gonna cut them down, and I'm gonna make two threaded little nubs that come up, and then I'll use like a scale hardware wheel nut, like they're like wheel caps with a nut inside, and I'll use that and thread them down by hand, and then that way the body will be much more secure for comp style usage. Magnets, you flop over and you're trying to come back over, and they tend to get a little bit sloppy on you. So this is its first run, and it's 99% completed form. So it rained, not real hard, but it rained for most of the afternoon today, and then it stopped this evening. So I got out here with the rig and decided to do a little video. I shot some shorts earlier, and I wanted to do a long run. I should have blown these leaves off, but sometimes you got your car in your hand and you're out at the course, and you don't want to stop. And I was starting to lose light. It was starting to get dark quickly. That's why it's a little grainy in some of the shots. Shooting 30 frames per second, it gets grainy as it starts to get dark. But yeah, good times. Gonna sticker it up and do some other detailed things. I did start rubbing the paint off on the fenders already. So we'll see. I might raise the body up a couple millimeters. It could go up just a little bit, and maybe if I could flare the rocker panels in a little bit, it would sit into the Maz sliders. There's little slots that a body can sit in. This is just a little bit wider than a cliffhanger, but it sure does look good. I really like the way that the rear came out. Super glue and baking soda, and then using like fiber band-aids. I cut the cotton part of the band-aid out, and I just make some strips with band-aids, and it kind of makes like a little fiberglass almost. You stick the band-aid down, and then pinch a little bit of baking soda onto it, and then put super glue on there, and as it sets in and like soaks into the band-aid, it creates something hard that's definitely not coming out of there. Like I said, it almost creates a fiberglass. I know that the baking soda and super glue alone makes a really like plasticky kind of substance, but then you throw in the porous material of a fiber Band-Aid, and I really like the way that it works. So if you like have a crack in a body or anything like that, that's just a really good trick to fix it. Do it on the inside. Get paint down first if you need to repaint, like where your crack is, and then some paint has chipped off or whatever. Get some paint on there, whether it's with a pen or with a brush, or if you have an airbrush, lay some paint in there. Let that cure up for a day or two, and then put a Band-Aid, a little strip of a band. I just cut little strips off, and set them in there, and then like I said, you could put your super glue onto it first and then sprinkle your baking soda, or vice versa. I do a little bit of both. Once the glue is starting to set, I'll sprinkle a little more baking soda on there, and the excess just brushes off. There really is no excess. Once it comes in contact with super glue, it becomes a plastic material. Like, you have to grind it off or file it off. So I thought my rear fenders were getting messed up there, but I think they just got dirty. Yeah, the rears just got dirty, but the front fenders definitely took a little bit of abuse, as far as like rubbing some of the paint off. Yeah, not a lot you can do. I could have, it's pretty fresh paint. I'll probably just repaint that part of the body, mask the rest off, and repaint the fenders, and then maybe I'll put a little Band-Aid right there with some super glue on it, and make a little spot that won't rub off from the tire will have to eat through that fiber before it gets into the paint. Definitely gonna throw some of my scale stickers on there, and I do like the way the paint came out. I like the white roof. It kind of is homage to the FJ that had a white roof. It was blue and white, similar color, maybe a little bit lighter blue. I did use micro brushes and some silver testers, like model paint, to do the hinges on the hood and the doors, and then I used white I used a brush and brushed the white onto the front grill before I airbrushed everything, and just let that all dry up for a day, and then I airbrushed the blue in, and had the white fenders and the roof all masked off, and then I undid my masking and threw my white in, and I put a coat of white onto the blue as well. Not real heavy, as you can see inside, and it's blue. And then I got in a hurry today, putting everything together, and I should have left the masking on the window and done another full coat of white. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Life goes on, not a big deal. But it wheels really good. I've wheeled this chassis already quite extensively, so I kind of know how it reacts on the rocks. Running Charisma shocks on this. I don't know, what are those, about a 40 millimeter shock? They might be a 42 millimeter. Not exactly sure what the Charisma length is, but they are longer than like a 38 millimeter or 39 millimeter Endura oil shock, and they are a little bit looser. They have a little bit of slop side to side. I'll probably throw a set of Endura's oil shocks on here, because I have a set sitting around, just to see if I like the way that it works a little bit better. But I really do like the way that this drives already. I knew I liked the way that this chassis drives. And yeah, it's running a mini Komodo, not a micro Komodo, with the NSDRC servo, some of the cheap nylon portals, stainless steel links, brass. I think it has brass portal covers on this rig, and brass knuckles Yeah, brass portal knuckles, CVDs, stainless steel steering link, brass diff covers front and rear with brass inserts in these aluminum double stars. But I really like the way the paint came out. I really like the way the body cut came out. It came back together really good. A little bit of excess glue came through, leaked up onto the top deck of the rear tire fender well area. But it's a wheeler, and I enjoy it. You know, right here you can see I got a little offline, and you know, we all know these things have horrible turning radiuses. Even when you put these crazy the Muse system in it, or the new Mofo steering, you know, they all look good on the table. They all get great steering on the table, but you know, real world in the rocks, when you got your rear tire bound up in a hole and you're trying to get it to scooch around, you know, there's, you know, get the winch or back up a little bit. What are you going to do here, you know? So it is what it is. It drives really good. I really like it. Like I said, I like the color. Blue's my color. So speaking of blue, we had just gone for a walk, and we went inside, and then I was like, you want to go outside, buddy? And he said, nah. He had gotten kind of wet walking through the bushes and whatnot, so he wasn't really into it. I don't think he realized I was going out to wheel. Thought I was probably going somewhere else or doing something else, getting in the car and leaving or something. So he didn't come out for this run, but I'm sure we'll see him on another run real soon. And the Bamboo Highway, crossing across the grain right here on the Bamboo Highway. Watch your wheel, don't get it stuck down in there, can really bind you up. And yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood out there wheeling. The rocks were a little bit wet, not too bad, starting to dry up. Just the air kind of got them dry. All this granite dries real fast, and the sand was wet, but the tires were getting wet, so you know, pretty good traction from those scramblers with CCXRC pine trees in there. Oh, there's old Blue Dog. Yeah, you gotta love that. That's a California shot right there. But yeah, shout out to CCXRC for the pine trees over there. Pardon me, a little sneezy. Yeah, so great little rig right here. Look forward to running it some more and getting some more footage for y'all. Hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, like, subscribe, share, get out there and build a truck if you haven't already. Let's have some fun with these RCs. Appreciate you. Cardboard Crawlers out.